and left. How are you doing on time? Smoking is my guest.
Bizkitrebellion?
Yep, and we're talking, Kingdom Hearts 3. The newest Kingdom Hearts game that came out since a decade, and the first console game for Kingdom franchise since the 3DS version, since 2000. And since me and Biscuit did both beat this game away, we're going to talk spoilers. So, if you're not played this game away, tune out because they're going to spoil for a discussion.
Pretty much. I think we should start with what we actually think of the game. Since you already did your review, I have to assume that people have already watched it, and so I'm just going to give my thoughts on it first. I am one of those people who believe that it was a big disappointment. I've been waiting for this game since, like 2006 when the second game came out. And when we finally got it, I mean, at first when I played it, I had a lot of fun, but then it was slowly becoming a bit on the disappointing spectrum. And then when I finally ended the game, I was flat out disappointed.
Yeah, I very disappointed. What made this begin? I'm going to wear which meant this game for years as well, and I thought this game would be fun in my opinion. Like, is it perfect? Yeah, no. But you know what? As a conclusion to the final side of the Anno Saga and a conclusion to 13 years, I think it was worth at the wait. Now, sorry, continue.
I honestly don't. I don't think it's worth the wait, and it makes it even worse. I don't even know where to begin. There's like so many things, but like, are you like really aware of what happened during Kingdom Hearts X or Chi or whatever, that mobile game or browser game that came out?
I know parts of it, but again, I'm not playing a mobile game a lot. I do own it on my phone because, well, it's a free app. But for what I remember that much, I know I've already foretelling from that movie, which I did watch.
Yeah.
And all the Keyway War, which they did show sort of in that mini movie, kind of in a mobile game, and that's all I know. I don't know the detail of anything that happened in that war. I don't know who died, I don't know who lives. I know there are a lot of casualties, but I don't know anything that war. I don't know what the small details.
Okay, well, I didn't think it would be that relevant to the plot, or at least not. The mobile game doesn't really matter for the most part. Like, if you just go and watch all the cutscenes from the mobile game, you're pretty much good. You really don't have to play the game. But there's a little bits and pieces of that cutscene that are really important in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was actually surprised. But even then, to me, I feel like the story is rushed. Like, they wanted to get to the end, which was, the Keyblade Graveyard or whatever that place was called. Oh man, we should start with gameplay, because that's my number one problem. Well, not number one, but one of. I think it's too easy. I played this on Proud mode, which is the hardest one, and I beat it in level 38. And
I extended mode.
I was speechless. When I reached 30 something and I realized that this was like the Keyblade Graveyard, which this has to be the last world. I thought there were supposed to be more. I thought they were going to do what they did with Kingdom Hearts 2, where you go to one major world that plays a role in the story, and then you get to replay the Disney worlds again, except with slightly different stories.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, but they didn't do that. And by the time I reached the Keyblade Graveyard, I'm 38. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I beat the game, and I'm okay.
I got some disappointment that, but for me, I think the game is pretty good. Granted, there are Disney worlds in this version. I'm like, the other game, which in hindsight does make sense, but on the other hand, no, I told you to get more farm indicators. But we don't get farm indicators. We got disappointment because, come on, where's the farm indicator? Where's Riku? Well, farm 10. Where's Squall? Or Cloud? Where are those farm indicators?
Playing through the entire series made me realize that I genuinely feel that Tetsuya Nomura doesn't really care much about Final Fantasy. And I say this because if you look at how important they are in terms of what goes on with the series, they're really not important.
Would
They're
make sense.
they're not important in Kingdom Hearts 1, with the exception of, throwing in a bit of exposition here and there. They
No,
were sort of important in Kingdom Hearts 2. They were
no,
non-existent in 358. They
no,
one
this in Dream of Disney, we know that, and Coden. Well, Code didn't matter.
code, it doesn't matter. It's whatever. Birth by Sleep, they introduced Zack,
Yeah, that
and
was pretty
that
cool.
was okay, but I wanted more. Dream
Yeah.
Drop Distance, I mean, they had what was it?
No, the world ends with you.
The World Ends With You,
Which
but
that
that's
was
not Final
awesome.
Fantasy.
I love that. That made me smile. But I'm not playing the game a lot. I put it on the phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that game at the 8 was pretty good for I heard.
Yeah, I love the fact that they added that, but that's not Final Fantasy though, and that's the
Yeah,
thing.
it's not.
So, I mean, that's it. That's all we got. And when you build your series up by saying this is Final Fantasy meets Disney, where is the Final Fantasy portion of it?
Well, we did get to see it in the Toy Store world in that mini advertisement for.
Okay, I smiled a bit when I first saw that because I knew this was Final Fantasy versus 13.
Yeah,
But even then, it was weird seeing this. At first, I thought I was playing a completely different game. I thought I was being like rickrolled or something. And
yeah.
then it goes back to Kingdom Hearts. I'm like, whoa, that was weird. And then you actually go to the store to see the video game itself, and I'm like, okay, this seems weird but cool at the same time.
It's very meta of a Toy Story, but that made me laugh. That was funny.
By the way, did you ever get to see the secret movie or the secret ending?
No, unfortunately, no. I didn't get the secret ending. I looked it up online because I don't get to look at Emblem. Then look at Emblem would take way too long, and that's take forever. So I just looked on YouTube, and I'm lost. That secret ending confused the hell out of me. Because what? Wait, what's going on? Why in a city?
Exactly. Sora and Riku wake up in literally Tokyo, and then we see the character who's supposed to be the Final Fantasy versus 13 guy, who's on top of a building looking over. Then we see another unknown looking up in the sky to the moon, and
So
he makes the hand motion of a heart or some shit. And
the Masters.
In mine, nah, that can't be him. I don't even know anymore. I'm tired of the whole mysterious aspect of him. Either reveal who he is or just fuck him. I don't know.
It's probably not him. It's probably someone else. Maybe
I think it's definitely somebody else, but I don't know.
Speaking of things like gameplay for a second, one thing I do like about this game or the other game, I know you just meant the comment. I think the comment was awesome. I think the comment was amazing and badass. Typically, I do understand your complaint, especially it being kind of disappointing. But I think the comment's pretty good. I think the game is pretty awesome.
Well, here's one major thing that I hate about it. It's the floaty aspect. Yeah, people complained about the floatiness before, and they did something about it. They didn't completely fix it. The problems are still there. For example, somebody could be on top of a skyscraper. All you need to do is mash the attack button to get up there. You don't even have to jump anymore. You can wall run up there, or you can just keep attacking, which renders the wall running kind of pointless if you can just keep pressing X,
I can understand that.
Then there's the Keyblade transformations. I feel like they're too overpowered, and they happen too frequently. There are times where, as like, this could be a random battle with random Heartless, right? I could have 4 of them stacked, and I just have to pick and choose which transformation I can do. Or maybe one of those party abilities where Goofy tries to use a shield and you throw him down in this weird missile attack or something. Or you use Donald for like a firework attack.
Like flare or meteor.
Exactly. They happen too frequently. They have to do something about that.
I think you can turn off the tractions. You can turn those off and then you do it the old-fashioned way. And for the team-based attacks, I don't know. You can turn it off. Really nice.
If I could turn off attractions, I would.
Yeah, you can.
Those are very annoying, only because of you have to watch the whole sequence. I mean, you can skip it, of course.
That's what I did.
You can. That's what I did. After I watched it the first time, I just kept skipping it. But even then, they're way too overpowered, and they really have to do something. People will point out back in Kingdom Hearts 2 how you have the drive forms, but there's a limit because there was the focus meter. Or not the focus meter. It was they had a meter for that.
Yeah, it was the what kind of focus meter sort of? I don't remember.
Yeah, they have a meter for that.
It's a form meter.
Exactly. There was some limit to it. You can't just keep spamming it. You can do it with the attractions, and that is what I hate because not only are they overpowered, but they keep happening. Well, now I can choose to ignore it.
You could turn it off. Apparently, you can't turn it off, Andy.
Yeah, you can, but either way, I just feel like you're way too overpowered. And it's funny because I actually think it's appropriate because if you actually play a series, you can tell that Sora's getting stronger and stronger as the game progresses, but the Heartless have to also get stronger and stronger,
Yeah, what they do at the sort of in the Dark Dimension. Speaking of Dark Dimension, the Dark Dimension holy shit, there was a thing I did not see coming.
Dark Dimension. You mean when they go to the realm of darkness or the dark world? That's how they
dark world.
Which we don't even get to go and explore. I'm pretty sure they're saving that up for Final Mix, but whatever.
Yeah, final mix.
Yeah. Speaking about exploration, I'm not sure if you noticed, but each world, with the exception of maybe the Keyblade Graveyard, but that's because they keep teleporting you to different worlds and shit. But in each Disney world, even Twilight Town has this problem. You can divide each world up into 3 sections. So let's look at Twilight Town, which is the worst offender. There is the hub world where the street level and everything, you get to see people walk around and shit like that, that's something that I actually love because I hate the fact that in the older games everything seems empty.
Same, I love that moment too. It'd be awesome.
There's the hub area, there's the sewers, and then there's the forest. I'm gonna count the mansion. Yeah, I'm gonna count the mansion and the forest as one because you only go to the entrance of the mansion, and that's about it.
Inside with that economy.
Exactly. There's 3 sections. In Toy Story, right? There's Andy's room, and I'm going to count the street level as the same with Andy's room because they're pretty close together, and you don't really explore the street anyway. Keep in mind, Andy's room, not his house, just Andy's room, the street level, the mall. That's about it. I mean, yeah, you get to go like other stores, like the video game section, the toddler section, all this other stuff. But I could boil...
You're probably a giant Mac, pretty cool.
I know, that's freaking awesome. But what I'm saying is, what happened to the exploration? I missed that from Kingdom Hearts 2, where I get to go around the world and explore. We don't do that here. Look at Frozen. Frozen, in my genuine opinion, is the worst world out of the entire game. Because, okay, let's start with exploration. Mountain, Ice Labyrinth, that's it.
And Punch Castle. Wait.
The entrance. We don't even go inside of it. That sucks. The entrance of it. We get to look at it. We don't go in, though. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But that's literally...
It kind of makes sense because I'm speaking, we're dealing with the Frozen movies plot, so... Anyway, it makes sense not going inside.
That's another thing about why I hate that world. The story in there. The story could be basically boiled down to this: you land in the world, and you just come across a scene where Elsa is running away from her hometown to isolate herself in the mountain. You follow Elsa because you believe that something is wrong with her. You meet up with Elsa, and you come across Larxene. Before that, you try to ask what's going on. Elsa's like, leave me alone, and blah, blah, blah. Heartless shows up. You defend Elsa from the Heartless. Keep in mind, Elsa is not in your party. She doesn't do anything in this world.
The fought giant instead. Yeah, that's fun.
Larxene shows up, spills some exposition here and there. She then traps you into an ice labyrinth.
Skip. Yo. Flap. Skip, bro. Skip, bro. What do you do with technical difficulty at the moment? It's awkward.
Can you hear me?
Let's see, yeah?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What happened?
I have no idea. I think I touched the mic and it just went haywire, but whatever.
Yeah. You know what you were saying?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because I noticed the green bar disappeared and I was like, oh shit, something happened again.
Well,
okay, so after you escape the ice labyrinth, you climb back up the mountain. Then the avalanche happens and you're forced to go down the mountain.
Yep.
You climb back up the mountain again because you haven't talked to Elsa yet. Oh, I think this also happened while the Let It Go scene happened.
Yeah, I let it go. Oh.
Keep in mind, you have no idea what's going on up until this point. You climb back up the mountain. You come across Elsa's sister, I forgot what the guy's name is, and the moose, and the snowman.
You're talking like, not Hans. Hans is the villain. Kristoff.
You come across him, the moose, Elsa's sister, and the snowman. You then get stuck in a mission where you have to find pieces of him. After you find pieces of him, Elsa's sister just gives you exposition of what happened in the movie, what resulted Elsa into going up this mountain by herself. Blah, blah, blah. You then come across Heartless, and you tell the group to go find Elsa while we'll deal with the Heartless. You deal with the Heartless, and you see like a scene where Elsa pierced her sister with her powers or something. Yeah. Basically, a portion of the movie happened, and you're still climbing up the mountain. As you're climbing up the mountain, you come across Hans holding Elsa's sister as he's going down the mountain. You're wondering what's going on, but you decide not to follow him because you want to talk to Elsa. Okay, you go back up. You come across this giant snowman.
Yep, from the movie.
Oh, wait. I think the Hans thing didn't happen yet.
No, the Hans didn't happen yet. You're still going from the avalanche.
You go back up, you see the giant snowman. Snowman, it wants to fight you because he believes that you're a threat to Elsa. You fight the snowman, and then he causes you to fall from a cliff. You climb back up the mountain again because you still haven't talked to Elsa yet. That's when you come across Hans holding Elsa's sister as he's going down the mountain. You're wondering whether or not you should go and follow him, but you decide against it and you go up the mountain. You come across the snowman again. Instead, he doesn't want to.
Giant ice monster.
Yeah, the giant ice monster. Yeah. He doesn't want to attack you this time because he believes that Elsa is now down the mountain. Exactly. She's down the mountain, so he ignores you and just continues to walk down the mountain. Now, one really cool thing about this segment is that ice monster is now your party member. I love that. Smile. That made me smile too. I love that section. Besides that, you go back down the mountain. Basically, the ending scene of Frozen happens. Or not the part where
not done to fight a giant. Was that awesome? He fight a giant wolf.
But before that, it was I think Hans was about to strike Elsa, and then Anna sacrificed herself, and she floated. She throws herself. The sword hits her, and then it deflects him, knocking him back, and then he turns into a Heartless because of the darknesses in his heart and blah blah blah. You fight the thing, and then the ending of Frozen happens. That is it.
Well, after Maxine shows up.
Maxine shows up and blah 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 blah. We have plans. Blah blah blah. We should have done this. Blah blah. And then she leaves. I wish I remember exactly what she said because it was kind of plot heavy, but it wasn't as heavy as you think it is.
Well, there was something going in the way, and she went. So both got the light. Couldn't see that one coming.
They were gonna use Elsa as like one of the 7 lights. Okay.
And a backup plan.
And that's about it. That's what happened in that world. Keep in mind, you have no context on what happens within the world itself. If you haven't seen this movie, you're going to be so confused because you don't interact with this world at all. You don't know who Hans is. You don't know why he does the thing he does. You barely interact with Elsa. You barely interact with her sister. You barely interact with any of the characters from that world. It is, in my genuine opinion, the worst world, second only to Big Hero 6. And my only problem with Big Hero 6 is that there wasn't a lot of things to do in that world.
Yeah.
But even then,
I don't know. I'm going to pretend to find. I think I'll Big Hero 6.
Yeah, but you can basically boil down Frozen like this. Go up and down a mountain. That's about it. That's all you ever do.
Yeah. I can understand that complaint. But besides Frozen, if you ignore Frozen and Geology, what's the word that we both love in Geology? What's the Pirates of the Caribbean?
I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
I love that. Awesome.
Keep in mind, that is the only world we actually get to fight a Disney villain. Remember when fighting Disney villains was a thing?
I remember.
Like, when I first heard about that Toy Story was going to be in this world, I immediately thought we're fighting Zurg. We're fighting Zurg. It is awesome. And we don't. We fight a giant UFO.
Yep, the claw.
You know what? It would have been funny if they actually made a reference to the claw, but they didn't. It was just a giant UFO that I think it was a prop that was on the roof of the mall, and they used that. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
I think that was funny.
Tangled, we fight a Heartless. Monsters Inc. We don't even get to fight Randall. We fight a giant unversed thing. It's like, what?
Well, it takes me Monsters Inc. was pretty fun. I love Monsters Inc. It was awesome. But you don't get to fight Randall instead with Dutch Custer. But it's definitely funny, you know, like get up with somebody try to kill him with the gator. That was funny. But it took me after the movie, which I'm happy with. I'm glad it took me after the movie. So it's on Spirit of Seagull.
It's kind of, but even then, I feel like it's slightly disappointing only because, one, we don't fight Randall, and two, we don't really explore Monsters Inc. We only explore, like, the entrance of Monsters Inc. We do get to explore the warehouse full of doors. That's awesome, and I like the fact that they did that. And then some random factory. We don't know what this factory is. We just know it's there.
Well, technically, the fact that it's part Monsters Incorporated, it's the same company.
Oh no, I don't think this factory is within Monsters Incorporated. I think this is like a different area of the world. I don't even know. They didn't specify what this factory was.
Yeah. I think the factory, you know, would part of the world if I remember the movie, but you know, so long since I've seen that movie, I don't remember.
No, I remember. I know it wasn't in the first movie. If it's in university, I have no idea because I can't remember much.
I am at university, so I ain't giving them like a prequel. I thought the prequel was unnecessary, but whatever. Maybe it's my opinion.
Yeah, it's. Yeah. Oh man, like the more I think about that world, the more I'm just more disappointed. But I will say that it had probably the best scene that I've seen in a while, where with Vanitas, everything about Vanitas is awesome.
Yeah,
it's weird. I did not expect that because he was probably the worst thing in Birth by Sleep for me. But the part where Sully saves Sora by lifting him up and then throwing him in a door, then pick the door up and throw it in another door, and pick the door up again and throw it in another door.
Yeah, that made me laugh. Funny.
But aside from that, I mean, there's not much to this world. It doesn't really do much other than that Vanitas scene. That's about it. Which that brings me into another problem. The Disney World.
You have to fight Unverse again, pretty cool in that world.
Yeah, and that's the only world you fight the Unverse, which I don't know. It's whatever to me. But it leads me into thinking that the Disney worlds are irrelevant to the plot. Most of them, they're just there because it's a Kingdom Hearts game. We gotta have Disney worlds, you know. but that's about it.
One world I was hoping we get to explore more, besides Monster and Toy Story and Pirate Caribbean, or Pirate Caribbean with Moment for World next to Big Hero 6. I was hoping to explore more Tangled, because Tangled was such a fun world to explore. It was awesome.
Surprisingly, that world was one of my favorites. I thought it was going to be garbage, but
it was awesome.
But I like the fact that we go from the tower and then we actually get to explore the town, which is funny because that's what I thought we were going to do for Frozen, but we don't.
Yeah,
so
I was going to spend more time.
There's like a little dance section. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it was cute.
It feels appropriate, that world. Though, why are Sora, Donald, and Goofy going to that world?
To find Marluxia and stop him.
But they didn't know Marluxia was there. Why did they bother going to that world? Think about it. Why did they bother going to any of the Disney worlds? I remember in Kingdom Hearts 1, the reason why they chose to go to Disney World is to find King Mickey and find Riku and Kairi.
Yeah.
This is before the whole keyhole thing was a thing. Keep in mind. That was their justification for why they're going to worlds. I think in Kingdom Hearts 2, it was to find out.
Organization 13.
Yeah, it was to stop Organization 13. That's about it.
And by then saw Horror's army.
Yeah, but that was before they knew about that. What I'm saying is that there were justifications for why they go to different worlds. There is no justification here other than Olympus Coliseum.
I think the agent justification them to go to each world is to track down particularly the 7 Guardians of Light and try to get Sora to get the power of awakening. Yeah, I think that's one justifications.
Power of awakening, yes, you're right. The 7 lights, however, that's bullshit. Only because if you look at what happens when they go to the Keyblade graveyard, they already have 7 people. Keep in mind, they already have 5 people, and Riku and Mickey are looking for Aqua, so they can also get Ventus. So in a way, Riku and Mickey are basically looking for the 2 remaining 7 lights. While Sora is just looking for the power of awakening. But again, that's not a justification for why they should go to Disney worlds, aside from Olympus Coliseum, because I think the only reason he went there, aside from Yen Sid telling him you should go there, is so that he can ask Herc how he got, the courage to do what he does,
And Herc World was awesome. Like, the fight the time was pretty cool in my opinion. I think that was my favorite part in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I did too. I liked them.
Yeah. You get the fight time. You get to use it. So like the movie. Oh, awesome. It's too bad we don't get to see any other Olympic god. We don't get to see Athena, Ares, or any other Greek gods.
I thought we get to see oh wait, no. Were they in the movie?
Yes.
Okay, I thought we saw different gods who were also trapped, but I could be wrong. I don't know. That world for some reason is a bit forgettable to me. I know we see Zeus. I know we see Hades. I don't know if we see other gods.
We don't see any other gods. That did annoy me. Come on, I don't see more other with Hermes or Poseidon. Because I know in the movie though, and I know they're in the movie.
Actually, what happened to tournaments?
I think the tournament actually got destroyed.
No. But in I believe in the second game, the thing got destroyed, but they still managed to hold tournaments in the underworld.
Yeah, that's true. But
where is it?
I'm just concerned without they were important in this game this time around.
But they weren't important in the other 2, in 1 and 2. They were just there. So
that's a side quest.
They were like side quests. What happened to the side quests? You see where I'm getting at with how disappointing this game is? There's a lot of shit that they just threw out for some reason. Secret bosses. Why couldn't we have Zeus as a secret boss? Fucking hell. What did they have against fighting Disney characters? Oh, man.
And you speak of wood, we went off topic. What's the Pirate Caribbean world? Pirate Caribbean world might be my favorite world in the entire series, next to Big Hero 6. Both Monster and Big Hero 6 and Pirate Caribbean were awesome next to Tangled. I love those worlds. Those were awesome, they were fun, and my personally would tend to find my bin. Frozen World was fun as well. Frozen was But my opinion was an okay world, in my opinion. Not my favorite. It was okay. Tangled was awesome. Granted, I've not seen the movie, so I don't know if it's actually living in the movie. But for what I heard, apparently the cover ending for the movie itself, so the game does live in the movie.
It does cover the movie. You really
yeah.
don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
You can just play that and you're fine.
Mm-hmm. But damn, the way that we integrate the story adapt the movie, it was dark. I mean, holy shit! They only went dark at the end. That made me cry. Like, damn.
I don't know. Like, my favorite world is still Pirates of the Caribbean.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
Frozen, in my opinion, is just terrible. Tangle is also pretty good. Toy Box was more disappointing, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. And supposedly the story in there was canon, even though we don't know how Woody, Buzz, and all those other people got back to their world.
Yeah, so, I don't know how that canon to actual movies, because that didn't really add up.
Exactly. We don't even know how they got back to their own world, because according to the game, in that world, it got split into two. There's the actual Toy Story world, and then there's the world that we explore in the game.
Yeah.
With some of the characters trapped in there. We still don't know how they got back to their own world. So that's just thrown up in the air. We have to assume that once we beat young Xehanort, which he was the reason why the world split into two, it just went back to normal. So whatever.
That's my best guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Big Hero 6, honestly, I thought it would have been better. It also had probably one of the most dumbest moments I've seen in that game, where they, the final boss is a possessed B-Mix, right?
Yes, Baymax.
Or Baymax. Why couldn't they just use the Baymax we've been with for a while?
You mean Baymax 2?
No, like the Baymax that was helping us in battle and stuff like that. They were hinting heavily that they were going to use Baymax as like the person that possesses the chip that Replica was using.
Yeah, Replica we do.
Exactly. They were hinting that all throughout your time there, and then from out of nowhere, the little cube things make their own Baymax.
Actually, for what I heard, apparently that Baymax, there is no Baymax from the movie. Ooh, Penny sacrificed herself in the movie. Again, I've not seen Big Hero 6.
I've seen Big Hero 6. It's been a very long time since I've seen it, so I'm not sure if there was like a self-sacrifice thing and then they just made another one.
Yeah, probably was, but again,
if that's the case, judging by Hero's reaction, he made it seem like this was Baymax, the person that we've been with all throughout our time there. And you see him in the background as Hero's getting all emotional about Baymax, about the idea of destroying him. And I'm like, but you see him in the background. What the fuck are you talking about?
Again, the original Baymax got not destroyed. I think I tried another dimension. Again, I'm not seeing the movie, so I don't know details. So,
I thought he was destroyed. And they made it implied that he was destroyed and they just made him again. Which, again, why are you being emotional in the first place? Which makes me wonder, why are you being emotional in the first place when you've already made another model? This is just making another Baymax from what it looks like. And I don't know. It was one of the stupidest scenes I've seen in that game, and I just couldn't take it seriously.
Well,
also, the world itself kind of reminds me of Monster Hunter, where you have your own little hub section, and then when you go outside, you explore this massive world. That's how they designed this world. The only places you explore is Hero's garage, not even his house, just his garage, and then the city.
Well, the city.
That's about it. And granted, the city is pretty huge.
Yeah,
but
it's huge.
There's nothing. There's no spice to it. It's like, you've ever played Watch Dogs? You know how you get to explore San Francisco? This is the second game I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can watch that too. I played both games, and while I did not get to beat both games, I got a pretty other game at a time. I do understand where kind of with both games. Not being disappointed, but watch that two with a far improvement. Watch that one. Marshall, chill. Oh yeah, but guys, he can't hear me. He's deaf. Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, but that's not coming already. Yeah, ignore him. Anyway, I do want to come with that comparison.
Yeah, and even though it is big, there's no substance in Watch Dogs, right? One of the biggest problems is yes, you get to explore a city. So what? It's a city.
There are no side quests.
There's no side quests. Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't really have side quests, so you don't do much in this world other than, they do have a side quest where you get to do these 14 challenges or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's about it. That's not even a side quest too. One of them is a secret boss. We don't know who the hell that secret boss is. It looks like a Heartless that dual wields swords. That's it. There's no substance.
I didn't even know what a secret boss in that world.
Huh. I remember there were in each secret boss, even the ones that are lore based. How many dogs do you have in your room? Or not in your room, your house?
4.
Oh, they're all barking?
No, Spidey's coming with me.
Ah, let's see.
Stay for a minute.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, whatever. Ignore them. Anyway.
All right. There were secret bosses in past games. Some of them were actually relevant to the story or the lore.
Yep.
And accompanied with these secret bosses are these cutscenes that give you some level of an idea of who these people are. We don't get it for this secret boss. This boss just shows up and you're ready for battle.
Kind of a sheep deal with its secret boss.
Exactly. Here's a funny thing. I go back to Kingdom Hearts 1, right? And let's say Kurt Frieza from Aladdin, right?
Yeah.
The only thing you get, cutscene-wise, is you're riding on the magic carpet, and the dude just shows up. He just emerges from the sand and tries to attack you. As the carpet is trying to fly away from the thing, he summons this cage and traps you in. And then you're ready for battle. If I compare that, right, this is just a random Heartless, no context to what this thing is or whatever. If I compare that to the secret boss that we fight in this game, there's more substance in the Kingdom Hearts 1 secret boss than there is for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Secret boss.
If you play it, I mean, it is quote unquote difficult. It is challenging in some aspects, but I've never died. I beat the thing, and I was like 40 something. It was not difficult at all.
That's disappointing.
But yeah, there's nothing about this Heartless. We don't know what this thing is. We don't know why he dual wields. There is no dialogue spoken from either character, from the Heartless or Sora. Just nothing. And it's like, okay, well, that was kind of pointless. This felt like it was there just to like do some challenge. To give the player more stuff to do, and then that's about it. But then what the fuck? I don't know. Basically, they took a lot of features that were really enjoyable in the past games, and then they threw them out the window for whatever reason in this game.
I got some complaints, and I do want to come up. Speaking of the game right now, what's the gummy missions?
Okay, on one hand, I really enjoy them because it gives me that Star Trek feel, the sense of exploration and shit. And Star Fox, it plays like Star Fox, and it gives you that Star Trek feel with the whole exploration aspect. What I actually thought, though, this is why I'm slightly annoyed by this. What I actually thought about them is that they would throw you in these government missions, and you legitimately explore to find these worlds.
Yeah,
you don't just you don't lock onto them and you travel like a one path way. You can go anywhere you want in this small section of what I assume is the galaxy.
Space.
Exactly. You travel this one small section and you find the world. But what I wanted is not to know what world I find until I actually find it. You know how when you start in the galaxy map, they already show you the 2 worlds available. I wanted those to be question marks. I wanted to discover it. But no, they had it there. That was my little pet peeve. But I like the fact that you get to actually, move around.
With that was tons of fun about it. But I think one of my favorite parts at the end came out the county mission. They were tons of fun and awesome. It reminded me of Star Fox, and it reminded me of good Star Fox game that we need in years, because the one stuff this game got is Stolen Battle for Average, which, for the record, Stolen Battle for Average, the one good thing that came out of that game is the Starbucks stuff. The actual main scope of that game is okay, it's generic, but whatever, it's Towards for Life. But here's the thing, I did not play that game Towards for Life. I only played it with Starbucks, and I did not buy everything physically. I bought digitally. That's the one game I bought digitally on Switch, and the one thing that came out of the game was Starbucks stuff. Everything about the game was repetitive. Not
Pretty
bad,
much.
it's okay.
Pretty much, but
Yeah.
and it's funny because now that I think about my complaint over secret bosses, there were some secret bosses in the gummy missions.
Yep.
But that's the problem. It's in the gummy missions. Why not when I'm playing as Sora? There was so much potential. Like, come on, I want to fight Zeus. Give me Zerg, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Oh man. Did we get down to story yet? Story.
No. We were talking more gameplay and story when well, look at the graphics. Graphics, this game is beautiful at all. I just did it. Graphics is awesome. It's 10 out of 10 graphics.
Okay, in my genuine opinion, I have that same, mindset. I just don't praise too much over it. And the reason why is because, it's the Unreal. And the Unreal Engine is gorgeous. And if a game isn't looking good in the Unreal, that's a problem. But if it's
crap.
Exactly. If it looks great, it's to be expected. So whenever I look at these reviews, right, that review the game, and they mention like graphics are gorgeous, and they spend like about 2 minutes on it. It's like, to me, it's like a waste of time because I already know the graphics look good. I've seen the trailers too, so it's supposed to look great. So it's whatever to me. So not much I can say, though. I do find it fascinating how they managed to mix in the Disney characters and like the real life models from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's the part that how they put them up amazingly. Like, holy shit! They actually put them off, but I didn't expect it to happen. But it worked.
Yeah.
Like, that was awesome. Like, the ship combat pretty cool as well. I love the ship combat.
Oh yeah, I did not think I would actually like it, but it plays really well. There's also a secret boss in there too. I haven't found him yet, but he kind of shows up in a similar fashion to Barbossa in the first movie, where his ship hides in the clouds or in the fog or something. Yeah. I haven't found him yet, but yeah, there's a secret boss there, and the combat is really cool.
Yeah.
I thought we get to explore more underwater, but it doesn't seem that way. It's weird.
Yeah. Kind of miss out on my brain, but damn, but that was pretty cool to go underwater. I didn't expect that. It was awesome. That it was controlling the ship pretty cool. It might have been part of the game was my favorite world of all the world next to Monsters in the Toy Story and Video 6 and Tangled. But I love the words. I was hoping to get more than I was hoping to get an Incredible World because, come on, I was hoping to get Incredible 2 at the end of the world. That would be awesome.
If they couldn't put Marvel in for whatever reason, you could have just put Incredibles.
Yeah.
They both share similar qualities.
No, and after the real Fantastic Four movie we should have gotten in years. Both movies are both great. They're both Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
More big man, they're covered the Fantastic Four, which now that Disney owns Fox. Can we fully just get a Fantastic Four movie like Incredibles? I'm waiting. Well, but anyways, what's our soundtrack?
Could you believe the idea that with the gummy missions, right? How they didn't even take advantage of having us find the Death Star?
Well, oh yeah, that was missed opportunity.
I'm just amazed they haven't added that in. It's like, there's so much potential here that could be gift wrapped to you, and you just don't open it. Like,
I get why they didn't want to add Star Wars, because trying to add Star Wars in the kingdom, it's a nightmare in itself. So,
well, no, they don't have to add in a world. Heck, going back to what I originally thought they were going to do with Star Wars in this game was just add in like a secret boss. We get to fight Darth Vader. Here's a better way to introduce him in a tournament. That's how they introduced Sephiroth. They might as well just do it with Darth Vader.
Yep.
I don't fucking know.
I understand that. Actually, Engine 4. Actually, Holy shit! They could have brought 4 actually into the tournaments.
True.
That's not a bad idea. So man, this is a winner. Oh well.
But
anyways,
gameplay, graphics,
soundtrack
is okay. It's a mixture between 1 and 2, like soundtracks from the past games. Yeah. I think the only new ones that I've noticed was the intro, the final boss, the theme for the world, where the final boss is located in. That's about it. Like the other worlds, the ones that are brand new, like Toy Box, Frozen, they have their own specific themes, but it's nothing worthy of like mentioning, to be honest. It's just there. I don't know.
The only 2 songs we got for each world. Well, one word, Frozen. We get Let It Go and plus Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Which okay, here's the thing. Let It Go is a good song. I keep saying today I had a good song, but they have one small problem. Well, I much love that song. That song didn't play the depth too much to the point of insanity, to the point I don't give a damn about it. It's a good song, and it did play beautiful in the game as well, like in the movie. But man, oh man, that song actually needs to die, especially in pop culture. But whatever. 2 songs were good, but hopefully that 1 song with Tangled, in my opinion. Oh well. Anyways,
let's talk about characters that were so not useful at all. Let's start with the major 2 factors here, Maleficent and Pete. Why were they even in the game? Oh, we're looking for a box, right?
Yep.
And they go to each world and they can't find box. And then at the end,
they find Pandora's box. That was funny.
You know what's funny about that Pandora box scene? I thought, because this is me with the mentality that, we're going to do it like Kingdom Hearts 2, where once we finish Olympus Coliseum, we'll come back and something else happens and we got to fix the problem again. Kind of like how they did with Kingdom Hearts 2. I thought that the Pandora's box scene was a setup for the next time we come back. Like somebody came across this box, or maybe Hades came across this box after losing, and then he uses it against, Zeus.
Yeah.
We don't get that. It's there as like a funny scene, and Pete throws it back to like the hole that he dug it from, and that's about it. It's just left there. And I'm like, oh well, that was a tease. What happened there? Like,
that was funny.
I don't know. But yeah, they've been hopping world to world to look for this mysterious black box that was introduced in the Kingdom Hearts Unchained.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts Unchained back cover.
Yeah, and they never find the box, by the way. So they find somebody holding it.
Yeah.
But that's about it. They never like acquire the box.
And what's in the box? I must know what's in it.
Yeah, we still don't know what's in the box. I mean, we got to give people more reasons to buy the next game, I'm just saying. But either way, it felt pointless. It was just there to show, these 2 are looking for something. That's about it.
It didn't bring the main plot of the story. It felt pretty like a plot point that going somewhere, but didn't go anywhere to the very end.
It didn't go anywhere in the game that introduced that plot point.
Yeah, weird.
Well, the thing is, Nomura has this philosophy. He actually has 2 philosophies from what I remember based on his interviews. The first one is he likes to leave a lot of plot threads that he will answer later on. The problem with introducing so many plot threads is that you'll be overwhelmed with explaining too many plot threads that not that you'll get lost, but that and the game that's supposed to explain everything is just nothing but explaining everything. That's what Dream Drop Distance was, and it basically hurt the series because, in my genuine opinion, it's one of the worst games in the entire series.
I really love Dream Drop Distance, made my opinion, to get it from Tron World, to get it multiple, to do Hunt Down Notre Dame. Pretty awesome.
I did not, and I'll get to something that when you mentioned that reminded me of something, but I'll get to that later. Let me see. Maleficent Pete, pointless.
Yep.
Lee or Axel, because he now likes to call himself Axel for some reason, even though in the last game, which is Dream Drop Distance, he made it a point to call him Lee. All of a sudden, we need to call him Axel. We don't know why, though, but whatever. He's pointless. He trained.
He is good with it.
He trained himself to get a Keyblade only to get his ass beat, and then we don't even
destroyed.
Exactly. And Kyrie, wow, Kyrie, her character development is non-existent, and her usefulness is also non-existent because she gets her ass beat several times.
Which we'll get to that later, then we'll get destroyed.
Yeah, but whew, both of them are completely useless.
Yeah, God, the way wait, you know what?
Wait for that first story. Riku's underutilized. I thought that we're gonna do more with him, but they gave him something to work with, but I don't know. It's not enough.
You gotta try to find Aqua. It's pretty cool.
Aqua's another one. Oh my god, her fall from grace. They made it in like the most cheapest way possible by having. Oh no, that's story. Sorry. Aqua's underutilized. Ventus, you might as well just not have him there because he does.
Went back with awesome bad ass. Holy shit, that a month, boy. I mean, chill.
He does wake up, right?
Yep.
And
kick Vanitas' ass.
And he kicks Vanitas' ass. Keep in mind, Vanitas has not been defeated because we can't have nice things anymore.
Yeah.
And I think he meets up with Aqua. Keep in mind, they've reunited after years, probably
10 years.
10 years, more than that at this point. And we only get this little weird scene where Aqua just pats Ventus in the head, gives him a cheeky smile, and then that's about it. It's like, wow, not even a hug. Fuck that.
I think they did hug, but we don't know.
I don't know. I don't know anymore, man. There's also a scene that I feel like they didn't even do much with. Have Vanitas meet Roxas and point out the idea that they look like each other.
Well, Vanitas and Roxas.
No, Vanitas is
Ventus.
Is Ventus. Yeah, Ventus and Roxas, they both look like each other, and they didn't even like highlight that. Like I would actually stop the story to have somebody explain to me why they look so much alike, which they did explain it to some aspect, but yeah, it was just they look at each other, huh? That's weird, and then they go back to the plot. It's like what the fuck.
I actually love the comedy we made. You know what I about that situation? Okay. So we have Brandon with the Roxas and then Roxas back. Because it one hell of a complicated story to explain to Roxas when you come back. That made me that was funny.
Hayner, Pence, Olette, so underutilized here. Actually, Twilight Town in its entirety is so pointless in a way, except for like the scene where the trio actually tried to attack
Ansem Secret Darkness.
I thought that was hilarious, and I don't know, that whole cutscene was probably the best aspect of Twilight Town, but everything before that, it was just pointless. You might as well just not have introduced that world in there, but whatever. I can't think of any other character.
Sora is Terra.
Terra, holy shit. Well, not even Terra, lingering fucking Will. He shows up in this one epic scene and then he disappears. We don't even know what the fuck happened to him.
Yeah.
It's like literally, he shows up at a moment where a character is about to die, and then he beats up
again because story purposes.
Yeah, that's for story purposes. He shows up, rescue people, and just not even rescue, just stop somebody from killing another person.
Again,
disappears. You don't hear a soul or a peep. Nobody even acknowledges this.
That's badass and awesome. Like, holy shit! He's back. What's the kick out and he leaves? Damn it.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Why not just be here? And like, what the fuck? But I'm pretty sure that's for Final Mix to answer because again, we can't have a complete game anymore. We have to have like these other editions or some shit. I don't know.
But Kingdom Hearts 1 did have Final Mix, and that did add more scenes to the actual main story itself.
It did, but my problem is that why couldn't we just have those additionals in the game from the beginning? We didn't.
Yeah, I don't get that. But you in Japan at least did a weird.
Yeah.
Especially Kingdom of Thunder, because we didn't get Fire Emblem until years later.
Exactly, and they made a Japanese exclusive first, and that's stupid. Like
Yeah.
the fuck. Let's see what else characters. Most of the organization members with like Marluxia, Larxene, Demix being the worst aspect. Larxerd,
Rocksteady.
I'm talking about characters who were like not really there much.
Vexen.
No, Vexen he did a couple of things. I think Demix, the only thing he did was bring a body to
answer the war anybody prizes.
Yeah. So they can make a vessel for Roxas whenever they extract his heart out. But that's it. That's all you hear from Demix. He is gone after that scene. Nobody acknowledges him, not even Xehanort himself. Which is funny because supposedly these 13 people are being possessed by Xehanort. You would have to assume that every action that they do, Xehanort is aware of this, right? That means Xehanort not only knew about the vessel that they were going to use for Roxas, but he allowed it to happen.
Yeah. For what purpose?
Oh, is to obtain Kingdom Hearts, but that's for story. We'll get there, but
yeah, we'll get there.
But yeah, Demix is just gone.
Oh yeah, that did bother me. Where did Demix go? Because after he basically bring the body and betray Organization 15,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the last thing you hear from him. He brings the body and then he disappears. Well, no, he sticks around to hear like some dialogue from these two people. I was actually under the impression that this was actually Xehanort forcing him to stay so that he can learn more about what their plan was. But Xehanort makes no effort stopping them.
I Xehanort gave a damn about the actually between Demnet, Musha, and Larxene. I don't think they represent Xehanort. I think actually they were just 4 different members of the original organization that betrayed the original organization and she was using them as a puppet and pawns.
Well, no, according to everyone's a pawn at this point. For Xehanort's plan, but according to Xemnas, the reason why he even bothered introducing them to the fake Organization 13 back in the second game was their connection to the Keyblade War. Supposedly. Now I remember Marluxia was in Kingdom Hearts Unchained. Like it showed his original form, which isn't really that much different from what he looks like now, just dressed differently.
Yeah. I didn't know about that. When they brought it up, I said, "Wait, what do you mean? When the Keyblade Legacy? What legacy? When were they in the? Huh?
Yeah, they were part of Unchained, which is again another reason why you should watch the cutscenes for Unchained.
Yeah, probably for the mobile game, not just play the game itself. That Unchained mobile game itself is so damn slow and boring.
It is. That's why I just watch the cutscenes at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they introduced Marluxia, the original form, and Larxene. I don't know about Demix. So finding out that Demix is a part of this is a surprise to me, but they don't do anything with this. Yeah. All they did was tell you these characters were in this other game that was really important back in the day, and that's about it. So this information is not even used. It's just there as like a piece of trivia. Like, oh, do you want to know something more about these characters? This character did this, this, and this. It's like, okay, but is it relevant to the story? Supposedly it is, but but that's it. We can tell you it is relevant to the plot, but we won't show you in any capacity.
Show don't tell.
Because here's the funny thing about this. Okay, so they were in the past, right?
Yeah.
These 4 characters. That means they have the potential to become Keyblade wielders, but they don't have Keyblades.
Like they don't have Keyblade anymore. They lost their hearts, which makes sense into nobody's.
But in Dream Drop Distance, they retcon that by saying they can have hearts.
They can have hearts.
And keep in mind, I'm assuming they got the resurrected versions of them, or
yes.
Or is this like time travel shenanigans where they go back and like they went back in time, they snatched them up, and then they brought them back to the future for this. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, then yeah, of course they wouldn't be able to have Keyblades. But
Yeah.
if not, then that's a huge plot hole in a way. I don't know. It's stupid. But
Time travel is so in a weird, complete mess.
Young Xehanort is another one that I feel like he was underutilized, especially since he was teased heavily in Dream Drop Distance. He didn't do much other than what he did in Toy Story.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And that's about it. He kept mentioning that to Sora, oh, if you keep doing this, you're going to die, and X, Y, and Z. And just like Sora, I'm confused here. Like, what do you mean I'm gonna die? And didn't Sora die like twice in this game?
Yes. Well, once.
He died once. He went to the final world, which is funny because I actually thought what they meant by the final world is, oh, this is the Final Fantasy world. We get to finally see Final Fantasy. No, it's not. It's we get to see what's that Muggle thing?
I don't know who that was. I don't know what that thing is.
I thought it was that Moogle from World of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, World of Final Fantasy. I think it's from World of Final Fantasy.
I'm not sure though. No, it can't be. No. Because I think that one was like a fox or something.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, the one that I'm thinking was the fox. Nah,
yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, that's the fox.
Okay, so this is a brand new character, I have to assume.
I think this little guy is from Back Cover X, the movie that explains the foretells.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's from the mobile game, which again I am not playing the mobile game, so I didn't really get that plot point. But apparently he's connected to the final world somehow.
Yeah.
But apparently I don't know, it was weird. Like that's one aspect that confused the hell. You get the final world, we get what? Wait.
Oh, now I remember where he's from. He's actually from Unchained. That
he is?
Yeah, he was. I remember him being the tutorial character.
Oh yeah, he did show up in Unchained. I actually did see that. I actually did get that part.
Yeah, so I thought he was a Final Fantasy character. Wow, I got my hopes up for nothing. But no, like when they first introduced the final world, I really thought that was a Final Fantasy world that was lost in darkness and forgotten, which that would explain the lack of Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah.
But no, this is something. I forgot what was the explanation of what this world was, but it was something. And then have you ever spoken to each of those stars? Have you went around to like?
Yeah. I talked to some of them, and some of them mentioned like some of the hearts, like the lost loved ones. One of the little kid with that was dark.
Yeah, one was talking to us, and it had the voice of Naminé, and it's funny because when
that was Naminé, that one
I thought that was Naminé, but other people are saying that it's one of the foretellers, the girl that the girl that went missing out of everyone that showed up in the epilogue.
Yeah, the epilogue. Which we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that later. I think if she one of the foretellers who did not fight in the war, who tried to prevent the war, failed, but then she did some dandelions with another group, and it tried to sink the light. Again, I seen the Back of X movie, and even one of the Back of X with the foretellers, I felt lost with that movie itself. It explained a lot of stuff, but it just had more complications. Like I see no keep it war in Johnny would set nerd in the past and not love and sex the main story within Sora's story.
Yeah,
but apparently it's connected to the Sora's story. So
in a way, it's I don't even.
Foretell stuff is cool and all, but it just has more complications.
No, what I've always considered that type of story is just lore. It has nothing to do with the Xehanort plot. It's just lore. If you wanted to know more about the past, there you go. It's there.
Yeah.
Just like at the whole black box situation.
Yeah.
what I find funny about their inclusion in this game is that it seems like they had to justify making Kingdom Hearts Unchained relevant to
With
Kingdom Hearts 3.
even though it didn't yet need to be relevant to Kingdom Hearts 3, it felt the whole Unchained style didn't really add much. It just add more lore to it, which fine. I'm a lore to it, cool. But it didn't feel kind of the Kingdom Hearts 3. It felt more like outside, particularly more quality.
Yeah. Let me just throw this out there right now. Do you know what Kingdom Hearts is? The literal Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Okay. Well, what Kingdom Hearts is
It's the heart of all worlds.
It is the heart of all worlds, but I'm talking about what it looks like and everything. It is literally the moon, the shape of a heart.
Yep.
That is what it was. Keep in mind, I'm frustrated by this reveal because they have been hinting and teasing what is Kingdom Hearts. And they kept mentioning we've never actually seen Kingdom Hearts.
We've seen other video Kingdom Hearts. We've seen the door.
We've seen other versions of Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, the door to darkness that leads to Kingdom Hearts, the artificial Kingdom Hearts back in the second game.
Yeah.
And then Birth by Sleep had the thing with that was on top of the sky, which we have to assume that that's the actual Kingdom Hearts because that's exactly what happened in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that mystery and shit, it's basically a moon the shape of a heart. And yeah, wow. I kind of thought of something different, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, should we get the story?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let's get the story. Okay. Story by Mario was pretty good. I didn't remember before my review. I thought it was a great payoff for 13 years. Yes, it does add more to the screen of distance and it does leaven all of the game, but I'm happy about that. But holy shit, the body count, it got dark. I mean, all the kids get killed off. Like, Jesus Christ, it got dark. Like Aqua got turned into Zero. That was intense. Damn. And get the fight Riku. That was badass.
Since you mentioned Aqua moment, I am massively disappointed at what they did with Aqua. All they did was, keep in mind, there was hints and teases of what they did with Aqua. Oh, she been Norded or something like that, right? No, she really hasn't. All she gotten was she came across Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, who was looking for Ansem the Wise.
Yep. Who she tried to protect and try to check Ansem Seeker without Keyblade, but that's pretty cool.
Exactly. And I think in this game they introduced the idea that a Keyblade can be broken. Okay. Yep. So Aqua's Keyblade is broken. She attacks Ansem, and he kind of throws her in the water because where they're at is like the beach area of the Dark World, I'm assuming. And she's laying on the water. He, as in Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, like shoots like a dark ball at her, and then she's consumed with darkness, right? That is what it was. And when we then see her again, she has the yellow eyes, the white hair, and it's presumed that she's been Norded. She really isn't Norded, though, which is weird because I have to assume the idea of being Norded is you take a piece of your heart and you put it, and you put it in somebody else, and that heart, for some reason, that piece of heart is strong enough to possess somebody, right?
Terra.
Kind of like Terra in a way. I don't know how. Well, actually, no. I think that was Xehanort's complete heart that took over Terra.
Xehanort's complete heart. Yeah.
The other ones are kind of weird because this was I think these were nobodies without hearts. So it was like, imagine a soul taking over a body. It'll be hard for that soul to take over a body if the body already has a soul, but it'll be incredibly easy if it was a body without a soul because it's just, it's just instant takeover. That's what he did with the nobodies. With Aqua is weird because apparently a piece of his heart overwhelmed Aqua's complete heart and took over her body. If we're going with the idea that she's been Norded, this is why I don't think she's been Norded.
The dark thing took it over, and all that rage, all that sadness. all that loneliness trap in the dark dimension for 10 years, or I don't know how many years, before it manifests itself.
Exactly. And that's what they were trying to go with this. Because when you fight her, she starts making comments saying all these times that she's been alone, she's been waiting for you, you abandoned me. I like that aspect.
Yeah,
but
same.
the whole Ansem shooting a darkness over her and she's just overwhelmed with darkness and then that's the reason how she felt. I thought that was stupid. I thought it should have just been her slowly turning insane, because that's what they were hinting at in 0.2, that she was slowly losing her mind. I thought that, because of the time that she spent there, she eventually lost her mind and bam, she just joined the dark side at that point. But then you beat her and then you instantly turn her back to the light. I thought that was wow, that was such a missed opportunity. They could have just made her as one of the 13 darknesses, and then that would have been epic as a final battle or something. But no, they didn't, because fuck you, we can't have nice things. and she's instantly returned back to normal because we need a reason for how they managed to find Ventus. And this is something I kind of find weird. I've actually never made a comparison to this. She turned Castle Oblivion back into
the land of departure.
The land of departure. Is that the complete place, or is that a part of it? Because if it's the complete place, that's bullshit.
It's probably part of it, because remember, land of departure was destroyed.
It was destroyed, and she used the remnants of that place to make Castle Oblivion.
Yes, so my advice is that's probably the remnant of it. It's not the actual complete world itself.
I'm going to ignore the fact that they didn't try to explain how she was able to do that.
Well, but I think they explained it was because Master Eric's Keyblade.
It was but she didn't have it, though. In fact, her Keyblade was broken.
Master Eric's Keyblade wasn't.
I think Sora found that Keyblade, though, right?
Yes, in Destiny Islands.
Did they use that Keyblade? I forgot how that
I think they did use it.
Okay, in this case, they did use it, but that's not what I was really getting with. They had to turn her back into light to justify how they were going to able to find Ventus. So they find Ventus, and then we get this one scene where Vanitas against Aqua, and the reason why Aqua chooses to fight alone is because she wants to destroy Ventus once and for all. Okay. And she wants to do this by herself. Keep in mind, she has been in the realm of darkness for 10 years, constantly fighting. She's tired as fuck. She just came back from turning into the darkness. I think she's holding Master Ericus's Keyblade.
Yeah, I think so too.
Not really sure. And you fight Vanitas, only for her to get decimated and in need of rescue. So what was the point of that little section right there? It reminds me of those characters who think they can do it, and then they get their ass decimated.
Well,
and then Ventus, awakens from his slumber, rescues
Aqua. Awesome. Oh, that was epic.
Yeah, rescues Aqua from Vanitas. And we don't even get to play as Ventus to fight Vanitas once and for all. He just disappears again. And it's like...
Yeah, that's it, Bob. Come on, I want to fight more Ventus, but I get what more protagonist is.
Well, no, we obviously need to keep the 13 Darknesses, but then they also use replicas to replace the Darknesses that left. So it's like...
a backup plan.
So wait, why should they even leave in the first place if Xehanort controls them?
We will, or maybe he don't give a damn.
That I'm assuming he doesn't give a damn, or I'm assuming Tetsuya Nomura can't write for shit at this point, because I honestly cannot understand why a guy who manages to possess 13 people, yes, it'll probably take too much concentration for him to possess that many people, but it seems to be doing fine, to be honest. How is he allowing Demix to do what he does? How is he allowing Vexen, who just got a new body, or got to his old self, to do what he does? It blows my mind. It just blows my mind how he just allows that. And what I find funny about the idea that they chose not to kill Vanitas at that moment was he wasn't even used properly in the final fight anyway. He was just there as like an additional boss for you to fight. So
tell Aqua and Ventus.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It was there to set up the reunion, and that's about it.
I actually love that reunion. Oh, speaking of story, speaking of the Bob Pandano and keep it good. What's your guys to the to nothing I do love about the story. But I know kind of I could do if you got me. I know Agent Dawson and someone going away. I do love Final Fantasy, but holy shit, we're going to keep it good about. I was missing you dies, and that was dark. I did not see them coming.
Okay, at the beginning section of the Keyblade Graveyard, I remember you get to fight like 10,000 Darknesses or some shit, and
Heartless,
Heartless, and any creature that you fought throughout the entire series. And then they have this little section where everyone supposedly got decimated by the no, not by Terra. This is before Terra. This is the piles of shit that
Heartless from 0.2.
They took the worst thing from that demo and they made it into the final like battle. I hate that. I hate that little pile of shit that just moves because it's so annoying to fight him or fight that thing. They have this little section where they showed the reveal that Terranort was the 13 Darkness. They're just throwing away everyone's theory at this point because we can't have nice things.
What was the theory?
My theory was as a Disney character. I really thought it was going to be a Disney character because they have to utilize Disney to some capacity. Oh, how about the last remaining Final Fantasy character that survived this game?
Jack?
I don't know, somebody from Final Fantasy.
Well,
that's what I thought.
They didn't mention Orin in Hercules World.
They could have possessed Orin. They could have possessed Cloud. They could have possessed Leon. They could have possessed somebody. Just give me a reason why this is a crossover between Disney and Final Fantasy. But no, because we can't have nice things. Apparently Terranort was the possessed vessel, and then he goes ham on he goes ham on Ventus, on Aqua, a couple of other characters, and then the piles of shit comes out of nowhere, and
everybody's talking about him and I got too. Master Xehanort shows up.
Master Xehanort shows up to with a bad voice actor and like talks about.
He did pass away, so
he did, which is funny because when he passed away, I was under the impression that they got all the voice lines for him. I thought that they already got him like all the dialogue from him, and that they didn't need any more from him. But apparently not. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going out to get Lenny because memory pass away, which that does kind of disappoint because Lennywood's voice was awesome at the Xehanort.
It was.
Great going.
Fun fact: did you know that both the Japanese actor of Xehanort and the English one passed away before the game came out?
They did? I know.
Yeah, it was a weird coincidence. But
wow, that's depressing.
But anyway,
anyways,
Master Xehanort comes in spewing some bullshit, and then the Terranort reveal happened, and everyone gets decimated. The one decimation that I never understood was Donald's. He uses a mega attack, a powerful spell that for somehow and some reason he was only able to do it here, and it renders him unconscious. So I'm like, oh, okay. What? Like it just renders him unconscious. And I remember, I don't watch reaction videos because I feel like it's a waste of time. But I had to know what was people's reaction to seeing this section in the trailer. And usually people crying or people going like overreacting, saying, "Donald, oh my God!" And when I actually see the scene now, it's like, Donald, what?
Yeah.
Like
I thought it was pretty bad, but that was depressing. I thought he was dead.
No. Keep in mind, this isn't like Goofy's where he got hit by a rock and everyone thought he got shot by a sniper rifle. Like, I mean, this is just guy uses all of his powers and somehow he quote unquote dies from it, and it's like, okay, whatever. And then everyone slowly gets like
decimated.
decimated by the piles of shit, and then Sora was about to get decimated too until Riku comes in, and I was under the impression that this was the moment that Riku was gonna die, and then he didn't. So
technically they did die. I mean, they walked their hearts like from their bodies. They did.
Supposedly that happened, and it's like, okay, whatever. And then we get to fight this magician to recapture all the hearts that were lost.
After we go to the final world itself, we get to talk to basically just that little Moogle character.
Yeah. After that section, we get all their hearts back, and then we finally prepare for the final battle, where Xehanort, for some reason, constructed this maze, and we have to join up with the other protagonists to fight.
Okay, we have Mickey fight with the Marusha, Roxine, and I completely forgot the phone number.
It was Marluxia, Larxene, Luxord, and Xemnas.
Yeah,
he fought 4 people. And what's funny is they try to make because Xemnas left when you showed up, but technically he fought 4 people. And they try to make it look like, oh, you got a choice to make. Like, do you choose the left side or you choose the right side? And in my mind, I'm like, I have to choose the right side because Mickey looks like he needs help. There's like 4 people on his ass. So I'm going to help Mickey. I go help Mickey, and Xemnas disappears. So now it's 2 against 3.
Yep.
And it's not even like you're fighting 3 of them at the same time, because they try to make Luxord to be the big bad.
Yeah.
At that little section where, and remember how Luxord gave him a card as like a trump card, right?
Yeah.
Did they ever explain what that trump card is? Because he never used it.
Oh yeah, they did have what was that trump card? Like, I assumed the trump card would something to say Roxas.
I thought it was too. I thought it was, and then they showed Roxas, but they didn't use the trump card. And then I thought, okay, so this is going to be when he dies, he gets to use the trump card, but he never used the trump card. So what the fuck is the trump card then?
Not even final mix.
That's for final mix to answer, apparently. Oh, I completely forgot this one section. Master Yen Sid finally does something.
That was awesome.
He finally does something. It's about fucking time. I do like the death scenes from some of the characters.
Yeah.
Like, the best ones are like Xemnas, Ansem, The Seeker of Darkness, Marluxia, Larxene, Luxord.
Well, those death scenes are very powerful.
Those are pretty powerful. The one that was garbage was young Xehanort. Because he's like, you're gonna die, Sora. If you keep doing this, you're gonna die, something. And I'm as confused as Sora, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I just came back for death, actually, so fuck you.
Yeah. well, speaking of death scene, what's good to do Roxas come back and but Xion.
Roxas come back, and then they managed to get Xion on their side because they rendered Axel useless, which makes his entire training completely pointless. But you do fight with Roxas and Xion against, who was it? It was
Isa.
That sucks. I hate the fact that it was just him. It could have just been somebody else too.
But holy shit, that was a bad moment to watch him back. I did not see it coming. That was epic.
You did not see that coming. I expected that from like a country mile.
well, I expected it to happen, but I didn't expect it to happen that quick. But when Xion showed up, that was depressing because Xion technically died in 3 or 2 days.
Now that you mentioned that, they made a vessel and they made Xion, right? Why is she able to remember everything?
The organization made Xion.
The organization made Xion, right? How is she able to? Why does she remember everything? She's a vessel, right?
Yeah,
and I remember they explained this in 358 that she was a vessel made out of the memories of Sora.
Yeah, a replica.
A replica, right? But how did they make her if Sora has all of his memories back? Whose memories did they use?
I don't know.
You see? And if they use somebody's memories, I have to assume it has to be like one of the ex organization members, or maybe like Zemnis, right? Because he's the leader at the time. They probably use his memories to make Shion. Okay. Then Shion, once again, should not remember who Axel and Roxas are because it's based on Zemnis. I don't think he even, well, maybe he was aware that they hung out a lot.
You probably was aware. But you have to Shion at the ability in a way to manipulate Axel and manipulate Billy Roxas.
I guess, but then again, why use Shion though? Why use Shion? Why not just use what you already possessed? Because again, what happened to Demix? Gone. What happened to Vexen? Gone. After the
Vexen went rogue.
Okay, he went rogue. Why did you allow him to go rogue? Like, seriously, it's just so much BS here that I just don't understand. But that one scene, I do like when you finally beat Sayax, and then he gives this little emotional scene where he was jealous, which was kind of obvious. But yeah, he was jealous, and he disappears, and then they have their own little reunion. I like that.
That made me smile because, yay, the train's back from only 15. That made me smile. That made me happy. It's still kind of sad to see Roxy and Shion they kind of fight again without the person.
Now I remember. I remember when you go in that section, they made it look like they were going to team up with Axel and Kairi until they broke Axel's Keyblade.
Yeah.
Because apparently you can break Keyblades like it's nothing at this point. And they kidnapped Kairi because we can't have her be useful, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny? I actually thought this was going to be the game we get to play as all three of the Destiny Islands characters. That's what I thought. And I thought the final battle would be them three. But we can't have nice things.
Well, Kairi did save it, Sora and the rest of the Keyblade. We went on to get decimated.
Why couldn't we play as her and then have her save Sora? We can't have nice things.
Yeah.
We can't have nice things because fuck you. Honestly, I can't think of a better excuse than that, really, because there's so much missed potential here. Here's another missed potential here. Lingering Will.
Oh yeah, Lingering Will. Why? Let's get the Terror segment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the idea that the darkness thing that was behind Ansem the Seeker of Darkness, I knew that wasn't his heart. I knew that was somebody else's heart, but we didn't know who it was. And it turns out it was Terra's heart. Okay.
But I did not expect the Icing to go in with the Heartless.
I was under the large assumption, because we fight Terranort in this section.
Yeah.
We were gonna team up with if Aqua wasn't going to do it, we were going to team up with Lingering Will and Ventus. That's what I thought. We didn't get that.
Yeah.
Whatever. But we fight Terranort, and who else? Who else did we fight?
I think we fought Vanitas.
Vanitas' death scene was weird because it's like I want you to come to the light side. Fuck you. I am who I am. I am dark as fuck, and fuck you. Like,
but he did look like Sora with that so creepy.
Sora, stop. I am dark.
Yep.
I don't want to be light, this is who I am, which I was fine with that. I remember they had like this little light novel explaining Ventus in a way, like his backstory when he was created and shit. I guess it was like a fitting conclusion in my opinion, because I didn't think he was a character that was like redeemable at this point.
He can't be redeemed. He's just pure evil, pure darkness.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm fine with that. Terra, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. Terranort's death scene was better than Vanitas, only because we get the reveal that Terra's heart is within that darkness that's in his back, and he's fighting back, even though he could have fought back when Aqua fought him back in Birth by Sleep, but whatever. He also could have fought when Ansem was fighting Sora, but whatever.
Oh, during that time, Ansem Xehanort's heart rate was in control. So my best said that Guardian was at the Heartless, played by Zen and Andrew Cedar Douglas.
Yeah.
That's my best guess because that's my best guess because remember in the first game it was Ansem Cedar Douglas against Xehanort Heartless, not Terror Heartless. So that Guardian played Xehanort's Heartless.
Yeah.
Well, that's my best guess. As for Terror Xehanort's Guardian, that was a huge surprise moment. I assumed that Guardian was not Terra. But holy shit, that was a huge surprise, and I didn't expect that to happen.
Me neither, but like, I'm just so mad about the fact that they didn't put Lingering Will in this section. But ignoring that for a minute, they had their own little reunion, which I kind of expected a little bit more in the similar vein to like the 358 crew.
Yeah, about 2 days.
But it was fine. Then we fight Young Xehanort, Xemnas, and
wait, we have a Zigbar.
Okay, Zigbar, I like his death scene because I knew he was something more than what he was like portraying himself to be. And the reveal of who he actually is was something I wasn't expecting.
Yeah,
or expecting.
We'll get to that later. We'll get to the epilogue.
Yeah. He was fighting with who? Zigbar and who?
I think Zigbar fighting with the Riku replica.
That Riku replica was so fucking pointless. I couldn't believe why they added that to begin with. The Zigbar one was probably the most interesting out of the two. And
the Riku replica, I didn't expect that thing to come back. I think the replica was dead. How it is still? I get it's another replica created by the organization, but then Riku replica has a heart now.
I thought that there was time travel shenanigans here. I thought that they plucked the guy from Chain of Memories.
Yeah, Chain of Memories.
And then they put him here. But I don't know. They never made it clear, so we have to assume.
So we have to assume I have two options. I do like the replica from Chain of Memories, or this is actually another replica.
An entirely new character that they made based on the memories of somebody.
Based on memory of Riku when he's possessed by Xehanort.
That means Riku would not have any memory of Repliku.
Oh.
Which actually that does make sense because I remember while he was in the Dark World that he was talking with
himself?
The spirit of Repliku, I guess.
Repliku.
And and it seemed like he didn't know who this guy was. That means how did they get his memories to begin with? I don't know. This is so weird.
My best memory Buxton got data from Riku to make that replica.
Well, that would make sense. I remember that the reason why you fight Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 1, this is before you knew it was Xemnas, he was trying to get data off of you. I remember that. And that's how Xion was kind of created.
Yeah, that's my best guess. Which I don't know that was Xemnas because again I not played Final Fantasy. I played Final Fantasy years later. So knowing Kingdom Hearts 2, I get that was Xemnas.
But after fighting those two, you fight Xemnas, Ansem, and Young Xehanort.
Yep.
I mentioned before, Young Xehanort's death scene was kind of stupid. Xemnas is my favorite one out of all of them because I mentioned how. Well, I didn't mention this before, but he was a great villain in the second game only because he was one of those people that didn't have a heart that wanted to feel. This is before you knew that, nobody's can grow hearts. But before, nobody's can't grow hearts. They have no feelings, blah, blah, blah.
They have no soul.
And this was a person that wanted to feel. That's a great motivation, which makes him a great villain in a way.
Yep.
And after the retcon, when I think the darkness, or let's say the Xehanort possession is gone, he's finally himself, which makes you wonder, when was he ever himself in the second game?
Because he was Xehanort's nobody.
He was Xehanort's nobody. Or not Xehanort, he was actually Terranort's. This was a combination between
Terranort nobody.
Which, he was kind of like a broken mess in a way.
Yeah.
You could tell because he didn't really function that properly. But when the darkness got away from him, and then his death scene happened, he started expressing the idea of wanting to feel because of how lonely he felt.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good, pretty powerful.
I really love powerful. And that was kind of sad. You kind of feel bad for Zen.
I've always felt bad for Zemnis in a way. This one I feel even more because he's being possessed by the original creator. But
Master Xehanort.
Ansem is one I actually didn't expect to feel bad for, but I did. And I remember he had this line. This is probably the first line he said before he died was, "We've been through a lot, you and I."
Yeah,
and that's true. If you really think about it, Ansem was in the first game, Chain of Memories.
Yep.
The second game, even though Riku was like disguised as him.
Riku was disguised as Ansem because he needed to use his power to stop Loxley from going to Kingdom Hearts to set free and to not do a suicide mission against Xemnas against Eliminate 15 to save him from trying to rescue Xion because Xion was destroyed.
Exactly, but you still see some aspect of him, right?
Yeah.
You see some aspect of him in Birth by Sleep. Same with Recoded. He was in Dream Drop Distance.
Wait, what was it Recoded?
Well, Recoded was basically you're playing as Data Sora and you're going through Jim's journal with all the memories.
All the memories, which
you see Ansem the Seeker of Darkness in some aspect. I forgot what area because I haven't played the game in a while. And
I just watched video on the cut into a movie which we got in the 2.5 ATU collection.
I played the game; it's pretty good, but
I don't know, but interesting.
Yeah, it's a DS version. They made it into a DS, and it was a pretty fun game. But you do see some aspect of him. He was in Dream Drop Distance, and he's in this game. He's basically been in almost every Kingdom Hearts.
I know that because I did play that game. I do own that game.
Yeah,
it might be a very good game. Very underrated, in my opinion.
I do not think it's a good game. I think it's a terrible game. It's too many aspects actually, but I won't get into that.
I really love it because Jimmy is so cute. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like that game. But
well, we did this good game all day.
But basically, Ansem the Secret of Darkness has been in almost every game in the series. Yeah. So that line, what he says, we've been through a lot, you and I. That's pretty true.
Yeah.
And this is the first time where he legitimately dies, and you'll never see him again. Probably, we don't know.
That's pretty sad. When he died, was kind of depressing.
Yeah, and then. And I remember how Sora tried to say something, and he's like, "Let it go, boy," or some shit like that. And I don't know. I like that death scene. And then we have the scene where it's Sora versus Xehanort. He has Kairi in his possession, and then he slashes her back, which I thought, I thought he killed her, and no,
I thought so too.
He didn't kill her. As a matter of fact, we don't even know how Sora got Kairi back, but we won't get to that until later. He strikes Xehanort in fit of rage, and somehow he manages to forge the X-Blade because instead of destroying each other, you just have to hit one another to forge a Keyblade, I guess.
Well, he had motivation to kill Xehanort, but Xehanort, one step ahead, killed Kairi, which that was
well, no, the reason why he killed Kairi is to get Sora to hit him. That's it. That's the only reason. Because once he hit him, he has the 13th Keyblade. You know how those random Keyblades that showed up around him?
Yeah.
He had the 13th one, and then he used it to forge the X-Blade, or the Keyblade.
Yeah, Keyblade.
I'm going to call it the X-Blade, because Keyblade sounds stupid.
I like X-Blade.
He forged the X-Blade, and he uses it to unlock Kingdom Hearts. Okay.
Yep.
That is the entire reason why he had Kairi in the first place, was to get Sora to attack them, even though they were going to attack you anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. But
remember to forward the master plan with the X-Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think he manages to send Sora, Donald, and Goofy back in time to the area where he learned how to use a Keyblade.
I don't know. He didn't do it. He had to unlock Kingdom Hearts and controlled it. And so it took all the going to Roxas, Axel, Vengeance, Terra, and Aqua to try to close Kingdom Hearts, and at the
Yeah, but the plan was that they were going to stop Xehanort, and the only people who can stop him were Sora. Actually, he volunteered, but
traveling actually in the past and with the portal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That they went back in time to where Xehanort first learned how to use a Keyblade. That area.
Yeah, that's my best guess. Called the land of something.
It's some Latin word. That's all you need to know. You arrive there and you fight the remnants of the 13 darknesses.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I got this information from the wiki because the game refuses to tell me. So
I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what the art guys were. They had all the power to organize 15, like Kingdom Hearts 2. They were stronger and powerful, and they were intense as hell.
You basically fought all 13 of them because we need things to be epic.
Yep.
But according to the wiki, those are the remnants of the 13 darknesses. So whatever, which is why you see them holding the same weapons as like the organization members.
Yeah.
Once you beat them, you fight Xehanort for real. And in traditional Kingdom Hearts, you fight his first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th form. And there's actually an interesting section that I know you didn't notice it because you don't play a lot of Unchained. The underwater section, right? You know the building that you see?
Yeah.
That's actually the main hub of Unchained.
It is?
Yeah. I forgot what was the name of the world, but it's the main world for that game. The tower portion. You actually get to see that. And I thought that was weird. Yeah. But yeah, that's what that was. But then you fight Xehanort for one last time, and that was probably the only hardest portion of that game for me because he turns you into rage form, and you can't block. Oh well, you can block, but it's hard. Yeah, no, you just have to memorize when he chooses to attack you, and that's about it. But there's this little weird section where he's on top of a throne, or the same seats that the organization members sit at, and then each of those members try to attack you while he's shooting laser beams because again we need laser beams. What is with this game and laser beams? I hate.
Well, we should have really been in Kingdom Hearts 2. Zemnis had really been Kingdom Hearts 2 kind of lightsabers.
Yeah, lightsabers and all this other shit, but you beat him, and then keep in mind. From up until this point, we were under the assumption that he ruined these people's lives because for the sake of research, he wanted to know what Kingdom Hearts was.
And he wanted to start the Keyblade War again.
And he wanted to start the Keyblade War. Apparently, he wanted to restart the Keyblade War so that there will be balance between light and dark, right? And he wanted to use Kingdom Hearts to create his own world where light and dark is balance. Basically, they turned him into a generic JRPG villain because most JRPG villains operate that fashion.
Well, they had one exception, and that's I think Final Fantasy 8, I think, or 9. I don't remember.
Well, I'm not including Final Fantasy characters. I'm just saying that most JRPG villains have the mentality where they want to change the world into their own image.
Including Persona 5 guys?
No. I think I know Persona 4 didn't have this. Persona 5.
Persona 5 kind of had it, but not really. But that might be.
Yeah, you're right. It was kind of, but not really. I think. Yeah. No, I don't think any of the Personas had this problem.
Oh.
No, I'm trying to remember like the motivations of each villain, but I don't think they have. I think the closest was Persona 5, but I could be wrong on that one.
I think you could be wrong on that one a lot because there were two main villains. Well, maybe that 3. There was Akechi, who was kind of a psychopath serial killer. I did not expect that to happen. Spoiler for Persona 5, ladies and gentlemen. There was the other asshole, the father of Akechi, who was also a jerk.
Shido or no?
Yeah, Shido.
Yeah, it was Shido.
Yeah, that asshole who also.
And then it was a god.
Basically. A god, yeah.
Because we can't. There is no JRPG without us fighting a god, you know.
Yep.
But that's basically what Xehanort's motivation was. It was to use Kingdom Hearts to create a world where light and dark is balanced, basically becoming a typical JRPG villain, in my genuine opinion. This is, I've played a lot of JRPGs, and a lot of villains have that mentality. So he went from something really interesting and evil to attempting to be sympathetic. Have you noticed in the scene when you beat him, they try to make him sympathetic when they brought back Ericus?
You saw Fox.
Because apparently Ericus inhabited Terra's body, like a piece of his heart went into Terra's body. Which is funny because if you actually look at how Ericus died, quote unquote, in Birth by Sleep, Terra tries to hug him and then his body disappears. And we don't know where he goes from there.
Well, I think when body disappeared, he died. That's what
we thought. Apparently his heart was inhabited Terra's, which that makes Terra Nort a really broken mess by having 3 people inhabited that body.
Yeah,
but yeah, they try to make him look sympathetic, like he was a good guy all along, and I'm like, motherfucker, you know how many people you ruined?
Yeah, you ruined Billy Benson's life, you ruined Awkward, you possessed Terra, and destroyed him, literally.
You try to ruin the lives of God knows how many nobodies out there with this whole possession aspect. You try to plunge the world into darkness because of your heartless.
3 times.
Several times, yeah. So it's like, why should I now feel sympathetic for you? That's so weird. And then apparently, according to the wiki, the scene where they go back to being their younger selves, they ascend to Kingdom Hearts.
Wait, what? I should ascend to the afterlife to find a world.
There's an afterlife here? I don't know.
I think in the final world, what the afterlife is speaking? I don't know. Who knows?
I guess, and I don't know.
I don't know either.
Apparently, they ascended to Kingdom Hearts after you beat them. This is Ericus and Xehanort. And then I think they close Kingdom Hearts or something.
They close Kingdom Hearts.
And then everything returns back to normal. Sora wants to go find Kairi because she isn't there, and we gotta bring her back.
Yep.
And we don't know how. We don't know how.
I think he's the power awakening in order to save her.
I guess.
But at a high cost.
At a high cost because he's been Thanos. Because he fucking disappears into dust. And it's
depressing.
All this speech about him dying and he prevented death the first time, but then he dies, which makes the first death scene pointless. He's been comic book deathed.
or more Thanos.
Exactly, because it's like his first death scene was pointless then, if he's gonna die anyway. But no, he wakes up in Tokyo, and yeah, that was the scene. We already explained the secret movie at the beginning of this this live stream.
We could go into more secret movie, explain more of it, but we didn't get more details. But
we can't because there's not a lot.
Not a lot, but anyways.
Then we got the epilogue, which was which was Zigbar, who's revealed to be one of the apprentices for the Master of Masters back in the back cover.
Yeah,
we're talking about the black hooded guy, which is what's his name again?
Lucian, I think the name.
Okay, well, he's that guy, and he's meeting up with the members, with the rest of the apprentices, with the exception of one.
Yeah, one.
And
Anna, I think.
Yeah, apparently, they were asking him, "Why did you bring us back?" And he still has the black box. Keep in mind.
Yeah. After then, a keyblade falls from the sky and went at the info.
Which keyblade?
Matizano's keyblade, the one with the eye.
Oh yeah, that it falls down, and then they spew some cryptic crap, and then that was the end of it. Well, so I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna make a documentary series out of that one scene, but we don't know anything.
Apparently, the foretellers that came back somehow, which I don't know how they're alive. I assume they all died.
Let's be honest. Resurrection was never explained. Has it been explained how Sora came back after he became a Heartless?
No. Well, actually, I think it did. Kairi right, because he was the Princess of Heart, probably brought back.
Yeah, but how though? Because Roxas was still around. And keep in mind, a
That's true.
nobody is a person's body whose will is strong enough that it keeps moving.
Yeah, that's true.
So how did Sora get a body? Like, seriously. The explanation for resurrection has never been explained.
Yeah,
And let me just
yeah.
say this out of the bat. Kingdom Hearts story has never been great. It's always been either decent, good, but never been great. It's because it's full of like weird stuff that hasn't been explained.
That's true.
And when I see this game, it's just more craziness and convolutedness on top of another, and it just gets worse. There is this section in the game where it seems like it's Twitter, and they're tweeting out like stuff that happened. Yeah, like the loading screen. Now, keep in mind, I actually would have preferred that if it was a game that social media was a thing. But not in this game. Who the hell is looking at this? How is Riku tweeting in the Realm of Darkness with hashtag Realm of Darkness, blah, blah, blah?
Made it better reception? Who knows?
Better reception, took a picture. Not even himself. Somebody else took that picture and gave it to him, and he tweeted that out. And it's like...
I think it's because that's not an important, not a plot element or story element. It's more a bit of a cute little like Easter egg.
Yeah, but I'm a guy that values world building, and it seems like Kingdom Hearts that sort of does value world building. Not anymore, but I know back in the first game and the second game, to some aspect, they do value world building. This doesn't make any sense. This internet thing, it's just weird. Who's putting hashtag Ventus, Vanitas, Sora? You know, who's searching for those hashtags? It's like, what? They gave him a phone, right? And he's looking at it like it's so alien. like what is this?
Well, technically speaking, the Kingdom Hearts demons didn't have phones.
Didn't have phones, and all of a sudden they do. Keep in mind, apparently, the time between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 is 1 year.
1 year? I see it's much longer.
Not just 1 year. And apparently phones are now a thing. Keep in mind, touchscreen phones that have FaceTime too. So it's like, what?
Well, technology made advances in real life, so it makes sense that I have phones now.
Yeah, it's...
Who knows? But anyways, I want to talk about. Let's see. We beat Master Xehanort. We completely forgot. Holy shit! I completely forgot about the Master and Young Xehanort chess game.
I do love that, and to be honest, I thought it was going to be the entire game was going to be based on this chess game. So like every time we complete a world, you'll see like the chess move differently. Like I'm going to move this here. And then, like, if Sora wins, Ericus's piece takes out a Xehanort's dark piece.
Yeah, dark piece.
I thought it was gonna be like that, and they showed a bit of that. The best one was when there was only like one chess piece, and it was white chess piece, and it was surrounded by black chess piece. And Xehanort was like, "Don't." Forgot what was his line. Basically, you haven't won yet.
Yeah, you haven't won yet. Basically, like. So something that the key to the future is in the past, I think the Edgar says, but then it's a checkmate.
He thought it was checkmate, and then it wasn't. And he moved his piece to the back, and then like 6 other pieces came.
Yeah,
I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
That was cool.
But that's about it. That's all we're gonna get from that, and it's a shame because then I would have actually wanted to know what was life there. You know.
I've been wondering about that myself because I always assumed they were being teased by another master, not the master. The master is dead, or he's gone.
He's gone. We don't even know.
We don't know where he went.
He went somewhere, and that's about it. That's all we're gonna ever get.
Maybe he's in the secret movie, but even that would be quite. How did he win the time travel?
How did he get there? How did Sora get there? How did Riku get there? How did? Yeah, there's like
but who's that new guy from that Vernon Cross thing?
I I think this was supposed to be a prototype to, Final Fantasy Versus 13. So
It was?
whoever that character was originally supposed to be Noctis. I can tell because one eye is red and the other one is
Yeah, kind of knock this.
And if you look at the old trailers of Final Fantasy Versus 13, he had that.
He did?
So yeah.
Oh, and then
He had that. Because the idea of being okay, I'm getting myself a headache. Let me hold on. Okay. These are Tylenol pills because I'm talking about Final Fantasy 13 now.
We're taking 15.
Back in 13, there was the idea of a Lucille and Facile, whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you are Lucille, you have red eyes when you activate your abilities.
Yeah, yeah, we said.
The idea of Final Fantasy Versus 13, considering that was supposed to tie in with 13, was that whoever Noctis was originally supposed to be was a Lucille. And that's why you see him. That's why you see him with the red eyes. They're not going to continue the Lucille thing because Square Enix is away from 13 and anything.
13 is so like we collect the fuck and a time travel involved in the game story. Yeah, that story is completely confusing and it's so like we collect the fuck.
Exactly. But yeah, in this game, you see prototype Noxus having one red eye, and I can tell that was originally supposed to be what Noctis was going to be back in Versus 13.
And that's just under 15 characters.
What I assume is they're going to take all the ideas that was supposed to be for Versus 13 and then put it in Kingdom Hearts in the next game, I'm assuming.
That's my best guess.
Because I remember Versus 13 was supposed to be Nomura's like thing.
Yeah,
that was his
passion project.
Exactly. And
that came into Final 15.
Since it's canceled, and this leads me to the second philosophy that he has, where don't throw away any of your ideas because even if it doesn't work here, it can work somewhere else. And that's, I'm not sure if you noticed, but he likes to reuse a lot of assets.
Yeah.
Like Traverse Town looks no different in Dream Drop Distance than it did in the first game.
And I think it's sequels. Wait.
And Chain of Memories too. Well, no, because they had the card system.
Yeah, the card system. Yeah.
But it doesn't look much different. That's because Nomura likes to use a lot of the same assets.
Yeah.
And I understand that philosophy, but at the same time, it kind of gets annoying when you see the same thing as you want to see stuff new. So, for example, not Traverse Town, Twilight Town. I've seen everything already. We don't even get to go to the clock tower.
Oh, yeah,
what kind of insanity is that?
Damn it. Oh, well.
But yeah, this goes back to my biggest complaint, which is the lack of exploration. You know that last world where young Xehanort and young Ericus had that chess game?
Yeah.
You know how beautiful that area looks?
Oh, it's beautiful. It was insane going in the intro.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we can explore that place?
I was hoping we do get to explore more of that place when we got into Kingdom Hearts. Well, technically, Xehanort did a portal.
Yeah, but we don't because we can't have nice things.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know. I can't defend this guy when I see crap like this. I think that's everything. I don't know what else we're missing.
Well, did the epilogue, and then we got the Four Tower. They come back. We talked about Zigbar.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming. I did not trust Zigbar to be this particular person. I assume Zigbar was nobody.
Well, no. If you actually pay attention to how he acts, it's kind of obvious that he is not who he says he is. He's more than just more than just a mercenary. And one of the things that made me think about this was back in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you fought him and you basically erased him. He was the first person out of everyone that didn't cry or become surprised. He actually knew what was going to happen because the idea was that if you destroy a Heartless and a Nobody, it has to be in that specific order.
Yeah.
you come back, you become resurrected.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that he knew he was going to be resurrected anyway. So there is no reason to cry, while all the other nobodies didn't know that.
They didn't know about that at the time. They assumed when they died, they become nothing.
And then Birth by Sleep kind of like enforced that idea that, yeah, this guy knows what's up.
Yeah.
And then there's his quote unquote death scene in the third game where he jumps off a cliff for some reason.
Yeah, that dude would play awesome. And I actually bet he died again. He said, you know what? I'm not going to die. I'm going to die on my own terms. Like,
exactly. I actually thought of that, but then I said, nah, because the idea here is if you don't see the dead body, they're alive.
Yeah.
So.
Mama broke that rule with Green Goblin and some other characters they brought back.
That's comic books.
That's
they have to bring these characters back because they want to use them. And you already know the gist. But yeah, I knew Xigbar has something. I just didn't know it was like this, though.
Neither did I.
I thought that he was going to be like the secret bad, like not the secret bad guy, but like the one controlling Xehanort.
One controlling everything, manipulating everything behind the scenes. Was Xehanort thought he was the puppet master, but yeah, they disguised puppet master.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going for, but nah, they didn't. Or maybe they did. It's just they did it in like a subtle way. I don't know. We don't know much about it.
Way, but we don't know the details.
Exactly, but since this is the end of the Xehanort saga, they're going to start a new saga, and I'm assuming it still has something to do with the foretellers. So
yeah, that's my best tip because the Xehanort saga they ended with a massive bang, and holy shit, what a magical who the thing was. Yes, it did add some confusion, but I think it was a great payoff to 13 years of waiting. Even though I do agree that compared with some exploiters got disappointing, but
I don't. I would have to say this feels incomplete. That's my biggest like general statement about this game. It feels incomplete. There's a lot of missed opportunities here. The story isn't as fleshed out as you think it is. The fact that we don't get to explore the dark world, it's like
which is
so weird.
In 0.8,
we do explore it in 0.8, but that's it. And it's like, why? I got nothing.
2.9.
When they show 2.9, I want to throw the controller at my TV. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Wait, 2.9. I thought it came out 3.
I thought it was 3.0, and and all of a sudden 2.9 showed up on my screen. I was like, okay, fuck you.
Where that's that prologue to came out 3.
This is the epilogue to a prologue of another game.
Yeah. Well.
I got nothing. I can't think of anything. I mean, summons are alright. I hate the fact that they reduce Ariel to summon now.
Yeah.
But whatever. They also made the Lion King back into a summon. I feel like that's a demotion.
Yeah, I got disappointed. But I got him since he was awesome badass. He's on fire, pretty cool.
He's the best one in my opinion because you do heavy damage with that dude.
Six summon was kind of disappointing, in my opinion.
It was, yeah. Oh my god, space exploration, and you guys didn't even bother putting a Stitch world.
Oh, you bought Stitch up and put my sleep. I want more Stitch. Exactly. Whatever. I know you see more of we show the P at they find the box, but we still know what's in the box. I must know what's in there.
We don't know what's in the box. We don't know why Maleficent wants the box. We don't know why Pete is still going with Maleficent. We don't even know why Maleficent allows Pete to go with her.
With Pete and Maleficent, I get that and shit because in Birth by Sleep, Maleficent rescued them from that prison, and it makes sense for him to fall her, which I'm fine with that. But finding this box, I actually never found the Book of Prophecy. That's what I would assume from coding.
The Book of Prophecies.
No, not the plane. Then the new plane, they find the box. But we know what's in the box, and oh my god, my head's hurting. The more we connect the back of our X.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I get the back of our X in a night. Oh, I completely forgot. Holy shit! Speaking of back of our X, we have to get another character from back of our X.
Which one?
When so at that all the keyblades former liner must to fight the evil Heartless.
I can guarantee the people who never even thought about the mobile game knew what the hell was happening. They just assumed some guy showed up, said, need some help, and a bunch of Keyblades started flying around. Keep in mind, we are in a time period where Keyblades are a rarity because everyone died because of the Keyblade War. But all of a sudden, a bunch of Keyblades just flew up and, like, they never explained what that was.
And apparently your name was part of it, but I didn't know about that.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. Because when I looked at the triangles, I saw like different names, and I'm like, these have to be user names. And I saw mine. I was so hyped.
Yeah. Well, that was pretty cool. I really don't mind him in there, but I get why I didn't get the beat after that game.
That's a mixture of the usernames from the Japanese only browser game, and then a mixture of the mobile games. My mobile one is in there, not the browser one, but yeah, like the only like Kingdom Hearts Unchained. There's 3 different versions of it. There's the Japanese exclusive one, which was a browser game. There's the mobile one, and then there's the back cover. The back cover is like a prologue to the mobile and the browser game.
So how do you? Isn't back over the movie basically?
No. It's not all the cutscenes of the mobile game. It's just a prologue.
Oh, so that prologue from the prologue. The prologue to the mobile game itself. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a prologue, but like some of the cutscenes actually do take place as the mobile game is going. But yeah, it's essentially an explanation to what led up to the mobile game, to what happens in the mobile game.
Oh.
So in a way, you do need to like watch all the cutscenes to understand for like some portions. But that little section where a bunch of Keyblades showed up and helped Sora, that was never explained how that was possible because it just looked weird.
Yeah, it did felt weird. I felt lost. It's still was badass and awesome, but it's just really more questions.
Yep.
Yeah. What talk about?
We mostly talk about the end portion. Was there anything? Well, actually, this brings up why I think the Disney worlds are relevant. Notice how most of the story portions that we talked about was like towards the end.
Yeah.
Not a lot of stuff happens like in the middle.
Yeah, well, in the movie, what didn't was we have basically Riku going to
Repliku goes into Big Hero 6.
Yeah, to Big Hero to Radiant Garden when they find basically
they go to Radiant Garden. We don't go to Radiant Garden.
Yeah,
Radiant Garden is not even a world here. We only Jesus Christ.
Which kind of disappointment because I was trying to just promote Radiant Garden.
They basically go to worlds that we don't go, which is annoying. Very annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, well. But we ought to explain why Terra Xeno got split. The heart with Ansem, Secret and Xeno. Is that right?
What I find fascinating about Ansem the Seeker of Darkness is that he went out of his way to get Ansem the Wise out of the Dark World. And I was wondering why.
I assume Xemnas was going to try to get him.
No, it was Ansem the Seeker of Darkness.
Ansem Seeker of Darkness.
Xemnas was like, he was mostly talking with the previous members of the organization. But
the 3 traders.
But Ansem went out of his way. Ansem the Seeker of Darkness went out of his way to get Ansem the Wise out of the Dark World.
Yeah.
And according to him, it was to pay for the damages that he caused. But why does he care about that, though?
Yeah, she shouldn't care because he doesn't give a damn.
I've always find it confusing because it seems like there's a lot of beef going on between Ansem the Wise and either Terranort or Ansem the Seeker of Darkness. Because Ansem the Seeker of Darkness looks like he hates him.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he hates him enough that he was willing to throw him into the realm of darkness and take his identity.
Yeah.
So why?
I think it was Terra Xeno who hated him because he was appointed to Ansem the Wise.
They were also talking about a girl, that they did something to a girl. Did they specify who this girl was?
I still wonder who that girl was. They never answered that. Like, what girl? Like, I think it was Shion they're talking about.
I thought it was Naminé they were talking about.
Yeah, I nominated Shion. Those Mighty, but I don't know who this girl was. Even Axel brought this girl up. Even
Axel and Sayax brought this
and
up. I was
Sayax.
like, who is this person?
Wait, what girl? Like, is
Give
Shion?
me a name.
Like, I do Shion. But if it's not Shion, then who is she? We don't get an answer, do we?
Final and Mix. That's her full name. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that's so annoying.
See, this is this is why I say this game is incomplete, because if we have to wait for the final mix to get most of the answers, especially story relevant stuff, then this game is incomplete.
Yeah. At the incomplete game, it's good, but at a final game to the Xenoblade Saga, yeah, I agree. You're kind of disappointing.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mono kill. Yeah.
That's all I really gotta say.
Yeah, that's all.
You spent more than 2 hours on this. Damn.
Oh, sit down, boys. It's almost time for dinner. So, what should we give a ratings again, or no?
My rating has always been like. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, because I was moving my mic. I thought something happened. My rating has been the same. It's just underwhelming, disappointing. I think it's worth an attempt. Like if you are a person who has followed the series
for 15 years
and you haven't played the game, play the game. I think it's worth playing it. Mm-hmm. If you haven't and you're new to this, don't buy this game.
Yeah.
Don't buy this game.
Just wait till it comes out on sale.
Wait until it comes out on sale, or better yet, buy the collection, the all-in-one.
Yeah, the full story that could all the came out game and then get 3.
Yeah, and then get 3. Don't buy this game thinking that they'll like tell you what happened. I mean, there's a section in the main menu where there's like the story so far.
Yeah,
and they'll give you like a brief synopsis of what happened. But it's better if you play the game or don't play this game.
It's better to play the game themselves than try to look at the weekend. The weekend is good. But it got mega plot points that you can't.
It does. It leaves out a lot, so it's better if you just play the game.
Play the game
because this game makes no apologies. I actually respect that when a sequel doesn't try to like constantly remind you what happened before.
Yeah, I approve. But I'm happy they didn't explain everything to you. But I'm happy if you've been around you know what's going on. I'm happy that they didn't cut the speed as you can. But I'm just glad that you've been in with the friend, you ain't know what's going on, then it just keeps you and keeps going with the engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm happy about that. Granted, like you said, this story doesn't reach a plot point that we unanswered, and probably we'll get a sequel with the secret movie.
Either we're going to get a sequel, like a direct sequel, a Kingdom Hearts 4, or we're going to get Dream Drop Distance 2. Because that secret ending, I thought it was a teaser for Dream Drop Distance 2. And I was going to flip because I hate Dream Drop Distance. So knowing that there's a sequel for this, oh God.
If it is Dream Drop Distance.
If it is. But it does seem like it, though, because you see Sora and Riku waking up in Tokyo.
Yeah. With the organization member person with the black coat. And the new character who I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, let's just say, I don't know, prototype Noctis at this point.
Prototype Noctis, what's this called that?
But no, that's it. That's all I want to say.
That's it. I'll get my rating. All right, my rating was 5 out of 5. But the more I think about it, the more we're discussing with you. Yeah, I gotta agree with you. My rating was 5 out of 5 because I gave a general rush. But looking back at gameplay-wise, it's great. Story-wise, it's good. But at the conclusion of Xenoblade Saga, it does result on the question that you kind of know me. It does kind of actually we have more questions than one answer there, but maybe we'll end up on we get a real easy game comics. But at a finale, so I think it was a good finale. Was it the epic finale one for years? Yes and no. Sort of. It answered a lot of
when
questions.
you think of a Keyblade War, what I saw in that game was not what I was expecting.
Yeah. I expected a bigger Keyblade War. Well, not a massive army, obviously.
Not army versus army, but like
7 versus 13.
How about this? 13 Darknesses, Heartless Nobodies, Unverse versus the Seven Lights, and every Disney character that they helped throughout the series.
Well, they didn't want to vote innocent people because innocent people
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Before we leave, the whole meddling part is horseshit. You know that, right?
Yeah.
They meddled anyway, so like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, order.
There is no order because you guys break it every game.
So you know what? Screw order. But screw the rules.
Yeah, if they screw the rules, then what's stopping the idea that, having these Disney characters help Sora, Donald, and Goofy? You think they wouldn't want to do that?
No. Well, my record, they want to leave the Disney World out of it because that's not their war, not their fight.
I guess, but they're still involved regardless, though, because I don't know.
They want to use them as a backup plan.
I guess
that backup plan didn't really. Actually, that backup plan might be a good plan, but it didn't really matter anyway because it was just a backup plan because they couldn't tell Aqua Ventus.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, as for the future Kingdom Hearts, I have two feelings for the future. My budget option A, the fourth game is the fourth game. They don't play the fourth game. We don't just get like so game busters. So option A, the main bad guy for the fourth game part of Master Masters, which I doubt that doesn't make sense.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure if it will sell a lot because the reason why people bought this because this was a conclusion. People still think to this day that this is the conclusion to the series.
That's how I assume it was.
And but it's only the conclusion of a saga, while the next game is the start of a new saga. I've noticed that whenever series do that, the first game to the next saga doesn't really sell as much as the final game of a saga.
Sorry, the Mass Effect franchise, we all know that went badly.
Well, that's different because that has something to do with how they made the game. I'm talking about like sales wise. I'm talking about like people wanting to buy the game. Now that we have a conclusion, I doubt that the next game will have as much people buying it as the third game. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to wait see happens. As far as the saga as a whole, I think it's a great conclusion. We get more questions and answers. But at the ending to the Xeno saga, I think it was a good ending. Now, was the episode ending I want for years? Like I said, not really, but it was still good. Some deaths were very dark, very depressing, and very sad. One death I now expect, one character I expect Nami to come back, but the way they put Nami was pretty cool. I'm glad she's alive. And Sora is gone again. Which we don't know how that does the brain side.
We don't know how, and we don't know why.
Why? And until we get more answers for the secret movie and get more answers for this entire saga, I think it's a good ending. As for my rating, I was going to 5/5, but more thing about it, I gotta go to a 4 out of 5 stars.
I'm more of a 2.5 or a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I go 3 up. Okay, so that
I'm in the middle ground at this point.
Yeah. As a fan of the series from day one, this was a good conclusion. Was it perfect? No. Was it great? Gameplay-wise, it was good, but story-wise, it was good. Not really like awesome and epic. But you know what? I did a good conclusion, and I can't wait for the next saga. But next saga might go again more confusing. But until then, we'll just waste the evidence.
Yep.
Anywho, so should we end it?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to add, to be honest.
Thank you for came out this spoiler bit discussion on this long journey, 13 years. Man, time flies. I'm old. Biscuit, where we find you?
You'll find me at YouTube/Bizkitrebellion.
Yep, you can follow me at the Tabby Smoker. The screen of my picture on my Twitter. Well, Google Play is dying, and Google Play will be dead in March. So I'm going to platform the backup plan. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Also follow me at on Stardust. which is basically an app basically you can react to movies and give a reaction, like a basic reaction. It's a long story. And enjoy it. And so to my next discussion on something. Maybe we can talk about more about Marvel Comics, DC, or Heroes in Crisis. Ugh. Heroes in Crisis pisses me off.
Is it really that bad?
It pisses me off to the point of like we get more questions in that book than answers. Just like Kinematics, we had answers. Heroes in Crisis had no answers. Just more questions and more frustration. Oh, speaking of time character, everybody heard it great. They brought back Omen.
Oh, they did? Well,
no, not Omen. Shit. Solstice.
Oh yeah.
Yep. She came back. But I guess she's trying to feed Bartura and Harvest and all that nonsense.
I don't want to think about Harvest right now.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm not high enough yet, so.
Yeah. And we'll watch another show on DC Comics and all that stuff because, oh dear God, I have a lot of time with DC and Marvel. Well, Marvel did doing good right now. That's just shocking me. I can't be saying it means probably good, but that's not happening that day. Anyway, thank you for joining us and stay tuned for next discussion on something. And I'll see ya.
All right, take care.